continue to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Manchester. Still 4 days out before your fight with Dave Allen. Big Frazer Clarke. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. I like to get up here early. Did my last little bit of training this morning, and now it's get away from the kids, the screaming kids. Nice hotel, just me, small team like I always bring. The three of us here. A few walks around Manchester, take stuff in, relax. Yeah, I'm in a good place.
Talking about good place, I spoke to Jamie Moore, who's been training Dave Allen, and he said throughout Dave Allen's career, when Dave Allen's had a good fight, the Nick Webb, the Lucas Brown, he's mentally been right. And I said to him, he's told me there that Dave Allen's in a very good place mentally. So I'm guessing you're going to have a very, very dangerous and very, very alive opponent in Dave Allen on Saturday night.
As soon as I knew he was working with Jamie and Nigel, I knew he'd be mentally right, I knew he'd be physically right. What they do speaks for itself. Look at the fighters they've got. Chantel Cameron, Jack Cattrall, great fighters. So I was prepared for that. It was never a case of me thinking we've got the slouchy Dave Allen here. But in some aspects of it though, I hope he is in a good mental state, because before the fight, one of my first questions when I was making this fight was, is he right? I'm a fighter, I'm a compassionate person as well. And if he wasn't right, I wouldn't be fighting him, let's put it that way. But I've just seen from his social media, because I followed the day beforehand anyway, I've seen from his social media he is in a good place, he is in the right place. So that's absolutely fine. I just hope that we both stick to habits. My habit is winning. Dave's habit is giving a great account of himself but no cigar. So that's what I'm hoping for. That being said, you've got the amateur experience behind you. You've yet to have that experience. He was all right.
He was good. But I'm saying right now, as a professional, Dave Allen's fought the likes of Dillian Whyte. He's fought the Tony Yokos, David Prices. He might have lost against them, but he does have that experience. But he has got good wins against Nick Webb and Lucas Brown. So the amateur experience and the professional experience, can we look into that and see who's got the upper hand on this one?
You can do, but like I say, it's another day, it's another fight. Boxing to me is as normal as breathing. It's what I do. Competing and winning is what I do, and that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. Not even try. It's exactly what I will do. It's just like so normal to me to get in the ring and fight and have my hand raised. It's happened more times than not. Anytime I've boxed, whether that's an amateur, and obviously not all as a professional. It's all I've done. It's my habit. It's what I'm used to doing. We can look into it if you want, but you can look into that in so many cases in boxing, as we've seen before. On the night, the better fighter wins. It's that simple.
And obviously, you're fighting Dave Allen on a huge card, and with the rematch between Liam Smith and Chris Eubank. Now, your name's always going to be associated with the Fabio Wardleys, the David Adelays, because you're the next group of heavyweights coming through behind the Joshuas, Whites and Tyson Furies. So what kind of fight are you hoping for? What kind of performance do you need to put on for you to stamp your authority as maybe one of the top dogs in that small crop group of fighters coming through?
People talk about this all the time. Don't get me wrong, it's an entertainment business. We'd love to see something spectacular. My job is to get in there and hit Dave Allen more than he hits me and win the fight. And then if you do, it was a mismatch. If you don't, you're shit. You're 30 fucking years old. You're not a prospect. You're no good. So it's irrelevant. When I get in the ring, my job is to win by any means. 3 minutes at a time, 1 round at a time. I know my job. I've known my job for years and years and years, and that's what I've tried to do every time I step in the ring. I don't get in there willy-nilly. I get in there knowing that there's a dangerous man in front of me, and I give him all the respect in the world, and that's why I prepare properly, and get in there and win.
Obviously, I don't want to go over old ground with the purse beds and all this sort of stuff, but the case was made that you need that experience, the rounds. You need to go into them 10 rounds, into the trenches, so to speak. Obviously, Dave Allen's a good fighter. He's been 10 rounds with Dillian Whyte, so he might take you into them latter rounds. So that being said, can we see you in maybe the tail end of this year, beginning of next year, in with the likes of these Adelays and the Fabio Wardleys, maybe the Solomon Dakers and all these guys? Are they the names you want within the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, he went 10 rounds with Dillian Whyte, but I'm better than Dillian Whyte. So
there's my headline.
So So that means nothing, and that's just my belief. You know what I mean? Good fighter, but I think I'm better, and that's as simple as that. He's tough, he's durable. You're right, but on the night, in them small gloves, Dave knows he's not daft. You can't be taking shots all night. And if he does, he's got a good corner. They're compassionate and they're real people. I heard one of them. I think I heard someone told me that Dave said that I can't punch. Take shots in them small gloves all night then. But they're compassionate. He's got a family now. They're not daft. He needs to protect himself.
I'm glad you mentioned small gloves. Like you said there, I'm never going to experience getting hit with 10-ounce gloves from a heavyweight. Well, especially from a 17, 18, 19 stone man. I'll never get to experience that. So my next question, I'm going to go into the Usyk and Dubois fight. I want to get your opinion on the low blow. Was it not? Was not? I'll get your opinion on that. But small gloves as a heavyweight, Usyk hit Daniel Dubois with sort of like a corkscrew, a little trajectory on the jab, and Dubois went down, didn't get back up again. Your thoughts on it? There's going to be a lot made on his heart. Did he quit again? Just get your opinion on that, please, Frazer.
Listen, we can talk about his heart, we can talk about this and that all you want. You know what? Pat the kid on the back. 25 years old to get in there, and he didn't. Let's say he didn't win a round, but let me tell you now, he was coming. He was getting a bit of confidence. He was coming into it. That fucking boy can punch. Let me tell you, that boy can really hit. And once he got a confidence, he hit Usyk around the arms a few times. Don't get me wrong, he'd been peppered at that point. But in them small gloves, Daniel Dubois can take anyone out. Did he quit? He didn't get up, did he? So technically, yeah. But it was like a jab / hook / straight thing. And if you look at it, he actually snaps his neck back. A bit of whiplash from that. Do you know what I mean? It's all right standing on this side of the camera saying you would have got up in that situation. He thought he couldn't get up, or he took too long to get up. He'd probably kick himself now and probably do things differently if he could. But like I say, I've got massive respect for him. After seeing what he did on Saturday night, it's a big pickle at the minute, innit? Do you know what I mean? The low blow thing. But I just think, a 25-year-old heavyweight. We can talk about myself. We can talk about Fabio. We talk about Adelaide and Dave Allen, everyone else all you want. That's the motherfucker that's the dangerous one. Let me tell you. I mean, I know he's a bit more experienced than us in terms of pros, but when everyone else moves on, he's still going to be around. He's still going to be there, and by that point, he might even have the titles. So that motherfucker's dangerous. Let me tell you that.
Well, obviously that low blow, excuse me, has divided opinion. There's a lot of ex-fighters and guys in the media that are saying it was a legit shot. There's a lot of guys saying that it was a low blow. It seems to be dividing everyone's opinion on this. Where do you stand? In fact, I'll ask this: what was your initial reaction when that shot went in?
I mean, opinions are like arseholes, aren't they? You know that, I know that. Does it matter what I think? Does it matter what everyone else thinks? But people want to hear it. At the time, I'm thinking. Remember, I watched boxing all the time. I watched Usyk for years since the amateurs. I've been at tournaments and sat this far away from the ring and watched him. He doesn't like body shots. The initial thing, I'm thinking, true to form, same as the Gassiev fight, same as the AJ fight. He does his little walk off, looks at the referee. All the referees have got super duper respect for him. He's Usyk, and he's fighting for Ukraine, and we love him because I'm the biggest fan. I love him. At the time, I thought he was getting away with one. I thought he's pulling a fast one here, and he's blagging. I thought he's pulling a fast one. He's got this referee in the palm of his hand. Since I've watched it back and seen everyone's opinion, your mind starts to sway a little bit. I don't know. The only person that knows is Alexander Usyk. He knows whether it was low or he was winded. Or he might have been winded because it was low. We don't know. I don't really get my shit.
You're pressed for time. You've got a lot to do here, but I do want to say something that when you were speaking to me about my interview with Aston Brown, because you're good mates with Aston Brown, and you made me feel like, because you're a big man, right? You said I reminded you of your 2-year-old, because, I mean, you did engulf me in those big arms, man. You did make me seem like a small man, which was quite kind of embarrassing.
No, yeah, obviously, I watch everything you do. As soon as I seen Aston Brown's name come up, I had to watch it, and I've met hundreds of people in boxing. One of the real ones, one of the best ones. Back in the day, myself, Joe Cordina, Josh Taylor, Aston Brown, Charlie Edwards, Kez Ashfaq, Anthony Fowler, all the boys. We had some great times, and Aston was always the realest of the real. And he went through some bad stuff. Went for a bad time in his life. But watching your interview is very inspiring. I love him. I'm here for him all the time. Anytime he needs to get on the phone, whether it's a year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, me and Aston can link back up because he's a solid geezer, and I just wish him all the best. I hope the boxing goes well for him. I hope he gets to see his beautiful daughter, because I know he loves her so much. I've seen that in the interview as well. Aston, bro, I love you, bro, a real one.
Frazer, appreciate it, big man, right? I appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Thanks, mate.
To not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,